Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dokkan Battle video, and today I am super excited that the World Tournament is here, and obviously not for the World Tournament, but very excited that LR Yamcha has gotten his EZA, and of course I had materials saved up. I immediately just EZA'd him. I took him for a little test run, and I was super impressed. So, I gotta show them off to you, and I'm gonna kind of talk about my new revamped Dragon Ball Saga team, because they have gotten actually a couple of decent buffs. So we'll talk about that as well. But let's take a look at this guy. And he actually blew me away quite a bit. I think he's like the thing that Dragon Ball Saga was lacking. The last two free-to-play LRs actually like give it that power it needs. It lacked power, right? Is what it got power crept in terms of damage, and now it has damage. Yamcha and then that LR trio, they bring some damage, and we're gonna see it in this video, right? So his 12 key super raises attack and defense, does colossal and lowers defense. The 18 key raises attack and defense, does mega colossal and massively lowers defense. Nothing too crazy there. We like the attack and defense raise though, right? And then his passive, he got a really nice bump here. He gets key 5 at the start of turn, so he just has a bunch of key. He gets another attack and defense 150 while performing a super, plus another attack and defense 100 if it's an ultra super. So Yamcha's super deceiving when you look at his stats mid-turn, and I will show you this and explain it. But his defense is ridiculously low. So the area where this guy is really weak, like you can't put him in slot 1. He does have dodge, and we'll see that in a minute. But you can't put him in slot 1 because he needs to attack to get all of this defense. Because essentially, he's getting 250% stats when he attacks, because you're pretty much always going to be doing the 18 key super, right? So his stats look really low before that. So AoEs will absolutely crush this guy if he doesn't dodge them. So you have to watch out for AoEs. And you obviously have to watch out for events where he can't dodge. I think against normals, he might have okay-ish enough defense. I have to actually get defense calcs on him, which I need to look up. But it's two different multiplicative passives, right? So I don't know if they're going to calculate if it's literally like just straight he gets 250, or if he gets the 150% bump and then does 100% of that, which actually makes a huge difference, which I think is maybe how it works, right? He launches an additional, has a high chance of becoming a super attack if you have another joined forces category ally attacking in the same turn, which we can get that sometimes. With my team build, I am running 2 joined forces units, but I am going to be running them on opposite rotations most likely. Yeah, they're going to have to be the way that I have it set up. Launches another additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack, and then gets an additional defense 150, and he will be stunned if there's a Peppy Gale's category enemy. Him being stunned against the Peppy Gale, it's just something he's had since the beginning. It's a negative to his kit, but it doesn't bother me because it's very rare that you fight against Peppy Gals, and they're doing it more for like the lore or like the story of this Yamcha, because he was always really nervous around Bulma, really nervous around girls, couldn't get a girlfriend, so whatever. It's kind of silly, it's kind of funny, it's Yamcha, whatever. Doesn't really hurt him. It is nice though that they actually gave him a defense bump in case it does actually happen. He'll actually be more defensive. The problem is that he can't like attack to get all that stuff, so he's still going to be like really weak. Yeah, the 150% starter turn defense won't really help him that much. So you just don't use him against a Peppy Gal enemy, which I don't know that this game even has like a really hard Peppy Gal boss, right? The only thing I could imagine is if they did like a really hard like a red zone like Riberan or something like that, maybe. But there's nothing with like Bulmas, right? I don't, yeah. Peppy Gals, there just really aren't hard fights with them, so we're fine. I suppose in the God event, I don't know if those gods are Peppy Gals. I think they are. Margarita like might be a Peppy Gal, so that could be a spot. And I know they're like revamping that right now on JP, so maybe. But anyways, just don't use him against a Peppy Gal if it's going to be an issue, right? And then he gets an additional key 3 attack and defense 150 and high chance to dodge if there are no Peppy Gals, and that's going to be like 99.9% of the time, like pretty much always. So the high dodge chance I believe is just 50%. So it's not the craziest for like a potential dodge or die character, but once again, I want to see his defense calcs. My goal for this video is we're going to go into Legendary Frieza event, just go into like moderate level content, just see what he can do. But my plan is I do want to record just more Dragon Ball Saga videos against harder content. I'm going to do a video against Hirudegarn. We will see, like, I want to put him in situations where he takes damage to see what he actually takes, right? And I'll probably, before the next video, I'll look up defense calc so I have a better idea of where he's at, right? So anyways, that was a long explanation, but this Yamcha, and actually, you know what I was talking about here earlier, where he gets the 150 and then the additional 100, I can almost guarantee it calcs the way I'm thinking, where they're separately calced, where it does the 150 first and then does 100% of that because of what his damage numbers do. And you're going to see that in a second. So I think his defense is going to fly off the charts as well, just like his attack is doing. So I think he's actually going to be solid. And it's crazy because this guy is a free-to-play LR, and he's putting up, you'll see in the video, like top tier, like Dokkan Fest LR types of attack numbers. It is insane. This is my build right now. I am going to change it. So with the World Tournament, I believe I get a free dupe or two of him. I'm going to use that to fix, because I gave him a bunch of crit, which I don't want to do. I want to go like full dodge build on him. So I'm eventually going to fix him to be a full dodge build. But he has max links, everything like that. All right. So here is the Dragon Ball Saga team that I've revamped. So my two additions are, I've added this unit and I've added this Yamcha. Now the units I decided to take off were the Tech free-to-play Bulma. And sadly, STR Yamcha finally had to go. Finally, to the point where, like, he's been so impressive since he came out, like 7-8 mil attack stats, good support unit, guarantee guard. But it's to the point where even his 500, he can get like 5 to 600k defense with guard, which used to be good enough. It's still good enough against normals, but he's going to get obliterated on supers. And without any like natural built-in dodge ability, like he can dodge, but it's not a high enough chance with the, you know, with the way his kit is, that you just can't rely on him. So I'm still keeping this Bulma because 70% chance to dodge just age as well. I could go between her and the Tech Bulma because the Tech Bulma is still very good. But even with 77% damage reduction, it's getting to the point where that's not enough against hard bosses. So I would rather go dodge. And then we have to keep Ader on the team. Ader, I believe, on this team, Ader is the only unit on this team that can naturally, I think, tank the hardest bosses in the game. It's even gotten to the point where STR Bulma will not be able to do that. Bulma, for the most part, though, can still tank most of the game. So Bulma and Ader are pretty much my only two natural tanks. Everything else is dodge or die, right? And the nice thing is the flexibility of this Goku now. This is why my favorite types of leaders are support units, is because once they're not good enough to run on rotation, we can now just float this guy, and he's a really great floating support unit, and he's going to appear less often because he is my most defensive liability right now. So yeah, let's just hop in and check it out. I know I've kind of talked a while in the intro, but I just have so many thoughts about this team, and kind of, it's one of my favorite teams, and I just like talking about it. So here we go. Let's hop in and see what we got here. So we've got Yamcha and Bulma here, which I believe is the rotation I want. So we're going to do this. And normally what I used to do was I used to do physical Kid Goku and Hachan on rotation. But now I'm going to use this Tech LR trio on rotation with Hachan, because Hachan only needs a unit that has Goku in its name. It doesn't actually have to be just the Kid Goku. So they should be able to trigger Hachan. And then this way now I have two powerhouse attackers on rotation. All right, so anyways, let's grab Bulma's orbs here. And Yamcha, you can see, is starting out almost at 24 key. Like, pretty crazy. Now, look at the defense. Like, abysmal, right? So, a player that doesn't fully understand the kit will look at that and be like, my God, that is abysmal. Now, I can try to just offhand try to calc it. So, if he gets 150%, that's essentially going to be 150k defense on super, which still isn't crazy. That's going to put him at 250k. But then, that separate 100% multiplicative would come in, putting him at 500k defense, if I'm calculating that right. That's at least respectable enough to like take some normal. So if he's 500k defense, I'm okay with that. I would like it to be higher, and so I'm going to actually look up official defense calcs, but that's just me off the top of my head. If he actually gets to like a mil defense, then I would say he's actually quite good, because he does have dodge in his kit, and you give him a full dodge build for like the supers that would kill him, right? All right, let's see what we got here. This should be a good turn. He had, I think, 6 out of 7 links right here with this rotation. Like, very, very linked up. So, let's see what Yamcha's going to put up here. Oh, Bulma's got to let him live. Actually, Yamcha's not going to get to attack. I mean, I guess I could have put Yamcha in slot 1. Don't attack again. Don't crit. Bulma, stop. Okay, we're good. Yamcha's going to get an attack off. Dude, 25 million. Just a free and easy 25 million damage for Yamcha, a free-to-play LR. And I'm so excited because I've always liked this Yamcha, even though like from his launch, he really wasn't ever that good. Dragon Ball Saga wasn't relevant for him to be good. But I've loved his animations. That version of Yamcha is my favorite Yamcha in all of Dragon Ball. So to see him actually be putting up like real Unga Bunga numbers is awesome. So here we'll ride the normal Aider Kid Goku, but once that LR trio comes around, they're going to be actually on rotation with Hachan. And then the way this is set up, I still have Hachan as a slot 1 unit and Bulma as a slot 1 unit. Now, once again, we'll get into 9th anniversary very soon here. You know, and against the 3 mil supers, I don't know that Bulma's going to be able to cut it, but Hachan, I think turn 5 will actually still work. I think he will. He's going to be 80% damage reduction after turn 5. If my floating Kid Goku can hit, 7 orbs, he's 88% damage reduction, which I think Hachan can tank 3 mil supers at that point. So, Hachan just one of the best units in the game, one of the best banner units ever, like aging units. Like he just will not age, and then he's going to EZA and just become insane at some point. But they can take as long as they want on his EZA. They probably will wait to EZA until physical Kid Goku gets it, which he probably doesn't need it. I mean, he definitely could use it, but there's other units that need it way more. All right, so here we go. Turn 2, 100k defense, right? Nothing crazy. Bulma's going to get orbs. That is going to give a buff. Now, here's the thing with Yamcha in this rotation. The way this team works out, we've got so much support. We've got Bulma's support always flowing. We're always going to have either now a Kid Goku or an Int Bulma floating, which is always extra support. So Yamcha now at 125k starter turn defense. Actually, we don't want to grab all those orbs. We want to save those for Kid Goku. Because the thing that's nice is Kid Goku now, it's going to tack on a little bit, 8% damage reduction there for the rotation. So let's see, Yamcha's going to put up a really big fat attack stat here. It's going to be nasty. And this is what the team really needed, because it was always a fairly defensive team, but lacked the damage. Because Bulma and Kid Goku, you know, around a 10 mil attack stat was pretty much what you would get, other than Bulma's one crazy turn. But now we can put up numbers like this. Just wait. Just you wait. We'll put up some Yamcha numbers here. I'm a big fan of this guy. I'm so happy. 28 million, you guys. 28 million. That's like Kefla after building up a whole bunch type of numbers there. Look, look at him just taking them down. And hopefully we'll get some turns with some additionals, but even as additionals are like 14, 15 million. Like the damage out of this guy is just crazy. Insane. Now we're going to let the tech trio kind of cook a little bit here, right? So this is what I'm going to do is I'm going to be setting up this. The tech trio is going to look really nice here. We are in turn 4, but Hachan here is guarding because he's type advantage. He's only got half of his damage reduction, but that's going to be plenty good against this Frieza here. So we're going to do this. Ooh, I would like to, yeah, let's do this. And we'll grab that. And what's their defense at? 328k. And then, yeah, Goku's going to get this. So Aider here is at 48% damage reduction. 8% damage reduction for everybody else. Like, it doesn't sound like much, but it does help. Like, it does. 4 mil here for Hachan. You know, his damage is definitely aged out completely. But he's there to tank. Like, that's his job. He is the tankiest boy. Let's check out this other free-to-play LR. It's crazy, the damage. 16 mil, well, basically 17 million for this unit, right? These are completely free-to-play LRs, and this unit, super easy to grind, by the way. I just recorded a new beginner's guide, and I highly recommended players to get that tech trio there, because they actually output a lot of damage for like a very easy to grind out free-to-play unit. Yamcha, you have to get through World Tournament, but if you play in this World Tournament, I'm pretty sure you can just grind out a free copy and just have them. Yeah, so good. And I think they eventually put them in the shop that you can just buy with currency. So yeah, now a lot of these World Tournament units are seeming like more true free-to-play because they're making them accessible in the Baba shop. It used to be that you'd have to like grind heavily on World Tournament or like randomly pull them from the banner. It's hard to get, right? Do I dare? I can't. Like, I want to put Yamcha slot 1 just to get the attack stat here, but I just can't. Like, even this Frieza is going to clock them. So yeah, we just can't. Yeah, like, this is 100 million% a unit you just cannot put in slot 1 ever. Like, yes, his dodge could come through, but it's not high enough that you want to risk it. And the way I've set up this team build is we have built-in slot 1 units, so we got to run that. So, no crazy Yamcha attack set here, but we will get one on the next turn for sure. Alright, so that Frieza is down. This is the second to last phase of Frieza. So yeah, this is going to be nice here, so we'll do this. Hachan just 1 orb. I mean, I could get a bunch, but I actually could just get this 1 orb. It's only a 23 key super, but it doesn't really matter. And then this guy can go to town. And then, yeah, we got the 8% damage reduction for everybody again. So, I don't know. I think Dragon Ball Saga is actually hanging in there a little bit. Like I said, though, this is very much mid-level content. So, we're down to 14 mil with this guy. The reason why their damage drops off a little bit is they have an intro passive that lasts, I believe it's 4 turns. So, that has worn off. It's 4 to 5 turns. But still hitting definitely good enough. They've got the dodge in them. You're seeing it there. When they use their active skill, they get like an extra 30% dodge. And then, yeah, 12.5 mil for this guy. I mean, that's the thing. Like, this guy, previous to these 2 LRs, was pretty much my biggest damage dealer on the team. You know, Bulma can get a higher attack stat, but it's literally just 1 turn. Whereas this guy can do this, like, routinely. Just depends on how many orbs he can get. But yeah, now we've got like real damage dealers, which is awesome. All right. Oh God, we're in a situation again where like Yamcha would not get the attack. So, okay, we're gonna risk it here. But what I can do is I'm just gonna Ghost Usher. We'll just use an item because we can't miss another Yamcha attack stat. So let's get this in. We just got to make sure Bulma can get her orbs, but I do want to get 24 key. Let's do that. There should still be plenty out here for Bulma. Yep. Actually, yeah, Bulma grabbing all the orbs doesn't improve Yamcha at all, so we'll just do this. The other thing that's great, well, I was thinking more of the other Yamcha, but we would always have a Bulma around, but this Yamcha doesn't need a Peppy Gallon rotation. It's just the other one that does. All right, so let's go ahead and it doesn't really matter. Frieza's going to be out of here. Yamcha's like definitely killing here. Yeah, 26 million. So consistently, this guy has been 25 to 28 million damage attack stats. And it's not like from an intro or anything. Like, it's not like he's going to be able to do this forever. Like, throughout a really long fight, he will always hit this hard. So, provided his dodge comes in when needed, like, he's going to be just fine. Right here, sure. Like, this Frieza here is a real boss that can do damage. Like, Bulma on the end actually could get one shot. But I'm going to risk it. I'm going to trust the team. I'm going to trust her to dodge. If she doesn't, this will be our last turn. This Frieza, I think, does like to super in slot 1. So the active skill may have just canceled out the super. We'll see. Otherwise, I hope he supers Hachan. You could, well, yeah, type disadvantage. I mean, this unit would take a lot, I think. So I don't think I want this unit to get supered. We very well could die here. We'll just see. We're risking it for the biscuit. But yeah, like what, a 16 mil followed up by like an 8 mil? Like pretty dang good. I would like to see a Yamcha additional super. We haven't gotten that in the video. I've seen it myself, but don't super, don't super. Okay. All right, we're good, provided this Bulma actually dodges. Sometimes 70% doesn't really feel like 70% when they don't dodge a lot. She might even take damage from normals. Okay, dodge, dodge, dodge. Yeah, that's what she's supposed to do. All right. All right, we got Yamcha. All right, so we got the big bad Bulma turn. Bulma, I don't think... Okay, and this is a turn where I do want to test Yamcha's defense out. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the big orb grab with Bulma. She's actually going to get the Dokkan attack, I think. It'd be nice to do the Dokkan attack with Yamcha, but that's fine. Yamcha's just already at 24 key, so I guess I can just... Well, let's grab this and hope it drops in a way I can get 7, maybe. 150k is pretty good start a turn for him. And then I guess Goku's just getting the 4 here. Bulma should not, even with the big Dokkan attack, I don't think Bulma's going to take him out. So I think we're okay here. And then I think best case scenario here, I mean, Yamcha's type advantage, so he is guarding. So odds are, like, if he crits especially, like, he's probably actually going to kill the Frieza because this damage is so heavy. I mean, Bulma's doing 16 mil on a Dokkan attack. This will do a lot. And she's got an additional coming, like probably a couple. But I don't think she's going to take... Oh my god. Okay, Bulma, chill. Okay. No more crits, please. Then just let Frieza live. Yeah, Yamcha, we're not going to be able to test the damage. Okay, Bulma, chill. I mean, I think even if this crits, we're fine. but I would like it to just, oh, that's right. I think she's like guaranteed crit, but he lived. So Yamcha's for sure going to finish here. But yeah, we can't test the damage because this is 33 million, by the way. Oh my goodness. The 33 million attack stat for Yamcha. Ridiculous. I'm like kind of speechless. I haven't seen a 33 mil out of him yet, but that's the Bulma active skill turn. Woo, that is wild. And I think that also, I'm pretty sure I have to read the tech LR again, but I think maybe their active skill had a 2-turn passive on it, and I think that's why he got so high. 33 million. And this is like a real team. I know some people might not consider DB Saga a real team, but I think this is a real legitimate team. And this is a real setup that I would run. Like, this is actually how I would run the team in hard content. So it's not like we're just juicing them up to get to that 33 mil. Like, we did it naturally in a real team comp. So I don't know what you guys think, but I think this Yamcha is absolutely cracked considering he is a free-to-play LR, putting up bigger numbers than most. Like, how many units? Like, obviously there's like Kefla, Go Tanks. Like, we can get like really big damage out of some of these modern units. But how many on a singular attack can do a 33 million attack stat on one attack? It's kind of wild. Honestly, the only other unit I see doing crazier damage than this is like that physical Goku Black, who if you get like full orbs can do like a 50 million attack stat. It's kind of wild just where we're at in Dokkan right now. But I am absolutely loving this Yamcha because even though he might not be the most defensive unit out there, offense is a good defense because as you saw there, if we wipe out the enemy so quick, we don't have to take as many attacks in, right? So we're going to try out this team in some harder content, so look forward to that moving forward, but I am absolutely in love with Yamcha. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.